Instead of pretending everything was perfect, he encouraged people to value purpose, creativity, kindness, and gratitude over money alone. That honesty made people respect him even more. His journey had never been just about becoming famous. It had always been about proving that no matter where you begin, you are not trapped by your circumstances. The boy who cleaned the factory floors. The teenager who faced silent audiences. The young man who carried a handwritten check in his wallet had become one of the most beloved entertainers in the world. But his greatest achievements and the lessons his life would teach millions were still ahead. Jim Carrey had finally achieved what once seemed impossible. The young boy who had lived through poverty was now one of the biggest stars in the world. But unlike many celebrities, Jim refused to stay inside one box. He wanted to prove that he was more than just a comedian. In 1998, he accepted one of the biggest challenges of his career by starring in The Truman Show. Instead of making audiences laugh every minute, he made them think. His emotional performance surprised critics around the world. People realized that behind the funny faces was an extraordinary actor with remarkable depth. For his unforgettable performance, Jim won his first Golden Globe Award for Best Actor. 1 year later, he took another enormous risk. He portrayed legendary comedian Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon. Jim completely immersed himself in the role, studying Kaufman's life in extraordinary detail. His performance was praised worldwide. He received his second Golden Globe Award for Best Actor. Throughout his career, Jim also received numerous MTV Movie Awards, People's Choice Awards, Kids' Choice Awards, and several international honors celebrating his contribution to entertainment. Although he never won an Academy Award, millions of fans believe his influence on comedy is greater than many Oscar winners. Yet, fame wasn't the only thing that defined him. Away from movie sets, Jim discovered another passion: painting. He filled enormous canvases with colorful, emotional artwork. Every painting reflected thoughts and feelings that words could never fully express. He also became a writer, sharing his imagination through books and speaking openly about creativity, personal growth, and finding meaning beyond success. Jim wasn't known for building a giant business empire. Instead, he invested his time and energy in creative projects, films, artwork, and charitable causes. His greatest investment was always his imagination. Behind the cameras, Jim also experienced heartbreak. His marriages ended in divorce. He faced painful personal losses. He openly discussed periods of depression and emotional struggles. Instead of pretending to be perfect, he reminded the world that even successful people can face invisible battles. His honesty encouraged countless people to seek hope rather than hide their pain. Despite everything, Jim never stopped creating. Even decades after becoming famous, he continued entertaining new generations, including his memorable role as Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic the Hedgehog films. Children who had never seen his earlier movies discovered the same incredible energy that had made him famous years before. That is the mark of a true legend. Not someone remembered for a short time, but someone whose work inspires generation after generation. Today, Jim Carrey's legacy is far greater than box office numbers or awards. His story belongs to every young dreamer who has ever felt poor, every student who has ever been rejected, every worker who has ever felt invisible, every person who has ever questioned whether their dream was too big. Jim Carrey proved that your starting point does not determine your destination. He proved that rejection is not a stop sign. It is a classroom. He proved that failure is not the opposite of success. It is often the road leading directly toward it. And perhaps the greatest lesson of all is this: never allow your current circumstances to convince you that your future has already been decided. The boy who once cleaned factory floors. The teenager who walked off silent comedy stages. The young man who carried a handwritten $10 million check in his wallet. Became one of the most recognizable entertainers in history. His laughter reached millions. His courage inspired millions more. So if life feels difficult today, if people doubt your abilities, if your dreams seem impossible, Remember Jim Carrey. Remember the camper van. Remember the factory floors. Remember the rejections. Remember the dream that refused to die. Because somewhere between struggle and success lies one decision. The decision to keep moving forward when everyone else expects you to quit. One day, people may forget your failures. They may forget your fears. But they will never forget the courage that carried you through them. Your story is still being written. So never stop believing. Never stop learning. Never stop fighting. Because sometimes, the child who has the least grows up to give the world the most. Dream boldly. Work relentlessly. Stay humble. And never let hardship steal the future you were born to create. The boy who refused to give up. This is a true story of poverty, pain, rejection, and unstoppable success of a legend. They laughed at the face, but they never saw the man behind it. Jim Carrey didn't just put on a mask, he gave the world a new way to see one. With every smile, every impossible expression, and every unforgettable scene, he proved that true genius begins where ordinary thinking ends. The world laughed at the character, but millions quietly admired the fearless artist who dared to be different. Sometimes, the greatest mask doesn't hide who you are, it reveals who you were always meant to become. And that's why The Mask was never just a movie. It became a timeless reminder that imagination can turn an ordinary life into something unforgettable. Thank you for watching. If Jim Carrey's journey inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another powerful true story.